Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar, episode 197. And today, back for the second time, Ivan from Stars Powerplates.
Hey, Frank, how you doing?
What's up, brother? How you, man?
Good, man. How you been?
Great, bro. Last time we talked to you was episode 132, man, back in January.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Different
Way
world.
Different world. A lot has changed.
It has, man. That's why I wanted to touch base with you on everything. So before we get ahead, can you just give everybody who didn't listen to the last episode a quick update on who you are and what you do?
My name's Ivan. I have a meal prep service, Stars Powerplates. Provides meals for people that, looking to lose weight, don't have time to cook their own meals, and just trying to live a healthier life. Yeah,
hell yeah, man. And it's definitely helped out because since the last time that we did the podcast, I jumped on.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been at least like 4 months or so, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, dude.
It's been a while.
I love it, man. I've always wanted to do meal prep, not really for like the losing weight aspect of it.
Yeah.
More of the convenience of it. And I don't think that a lot of people really understand that part of it, because when you hear meal prep, you think like, okay, somebody that's going to the gym, somebody that's trying to eat healthy and lose weight, but they never really harp on the benefit that it brings to like entrepreneurs and people that are just always on the run and always busy. Dude, taking that aspect out of my life, like trying to decide what to have for lunch, doesn't seem like a big problem, but it really is. And then when you start taking in the time of going to get the food, figuring out what you're going to eat, coming back and eating it, and then it's not even clean food. Like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? So once I jumped on with you guys, man, it's made life so much easier.
Good. I'm glad, man. That's what I try to focus on is, like, we all know it's healthy food, like the things I do, but it's more the convenience of it, because it's one less thing to worry about, especially people, entrepreneurs or people that are really busy and have a full schedule. Oh, what am I going to have for lunch? Or maybe they go the whole day without eating, and that's not productive at all.
Yeah.
You get drained out by the end of the day, and it's just like, and if you have it there and you just microwave it, you can keep going, and makes, fuel the machine to keep going.
No, definitely. And you think about your body as a machine, it definitely helps out a lot, especially the parfaits as well. I'm a kind of person that doesn't eat breakfast. So when I ended up getting on the meal prep, it helped out with my cravings throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
So I don't just gorge when it's dinner time, because I've starved myself, throughout the day.
Yeah.
And it helps out a lot. But so everybody that didn't listen to the last episode, I kind of want to give them a little brief on that. So let us know what the reasoning was that you wanted to make this journey into starting this business and a healthier lifestyle.
So it all started when I wanted to lose weight originally. I was 400 plus pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really went. Once I hit 405, I said, I don't want to see the number.
I don't want to
anymore.
look no more.
And I just started making healthier food for myself and just learning what's good, what's not good, when to eat, when not to eat. And kept doing that for a while. And eventually people asked me, like, hey, dude, what are you losing to lose weight? Or what are you doing to lose weight? And I told them, I'm just eating this every 3 hours. I eat food. This is what I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, can you make that for me? And it just went from there. Started, put a little menu out, and they started ordering, and it hasn't stopped since then. But it was all just, I love it, trying to be better, eat healthier.
Yeah.
Just not feeling like crap.
So the last time that you weighed yourself north of 400, what year was that?
That was 2010. Something like that. I think 2010, 2011. I forgot the year, but I think it's 2010 was when I really made the change.
Got you.
Want to drop the weight.
So what are you at right now? Like, what do you usually stand at?
Well, I'm not happy about it, but right now I'm at 294.
Got you.
Which is not bad, but when we did the podcast in January, I was at 280.
Okay, so 14 over.
I hopped up. This quarantine got me kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Fell off. But
no, definitely, man. I can totally understand that. It's just messed up everybody's year, and their schedule and what they're just used to doing.
Yeah.
the routine, it's definitely threw everybody through a loop. And, when your routine gets messed up, that causes a domino effect, and it could affect so many aspects of your life.
A lot, man. Like mentally too, I was just out of it. Like it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Especially because business slowed down.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what the heck is going on, man? And
yeah, I feel you. So let's go ahead and jump into it, dude. When the quarantine happened, when COVID started ramping up, what effects did you see it have on the business itself?
Effects, first of all, ordering. People stopped slowing down or slowed down on orders, which I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Got you.
But then it was hard to find meat, chicken, steak, fish, everything. Rice, it was like there was no rice anywhere, no beans.
Yeah.
A lot of the places, Sam's Club, Costco. Luckily, I found I have produce distributors, and they have some other stuff that I needed, and they were able to get it for me. But it was rough for a little bit trying to find. I'm making several trips to the store because there's limits on things, and I need 15 of this, and the limit's 5. Whoa, I'm gonna be back 3 more times so I can get 15, and so it was rough. And luckily now things are better, but the first March, April, May were pretty rough, and then the orders were also low. So
yeah, I feel you, man. Now, is this the first sort of hardship that you felt with the business?
Yes, first time. And I kind of always thought like, oh, this is a little too easy, like I'm not struggling.
Yeah.
And then this happened, and I was like, oh, okay, you wanted to struggle, bro?
I feel that about life, bro. I feel like the other shoe's about to drop sometime, and it's just gonna be like, boop, you're back to Best Buy.
It feels like I'm like, dude. And I was talking to guys from my old job too, and how's it going with you guys? Not good either. So
yeah. So is this your full-time job? Yeah. When did that happen?
The end of 2018 going into 19.
Got
so January.
Okay, cool. So you're probably rocking for at least a year or so, self-employed, and just everything's going great.
It was going great. And then but luckily bounced back.
Yeah.
And I just kept working, kept grinding at it every day. Like if my orders are low, it's all good. It's gonna fix itself later. It's just everybody especially, stop. They don't want to spend their money. They don't want to get themselves, in any danger, maybe getting sick or something. They, it was. But.
Yeah. Did you have any concerns with that as far as, since you're the one that's preparing the food and it's going out, were you even concerned about maybe somebody getting it and them getting sick and, trying to blame you?
Yeah, that was one of the things I worried about in the beginning. But luckily, once it started going, they realized that it doesn't spread through the food. We had all our proper, protection when we were cooking the food and going into it. So I wasn't too worried about it, but I was a little just like, especially getting stuff from the produce, because now I bring it home from the store and it's got to get cleaned too, like the packaging, whatever it's in.
Yeah.
You can't just bring all that dirty stuff into the kitchen, So it was a little rough, especially, not being able to find all the stuff that we need to clean. But luckily now, everything's.
Now, since you're on the other side of the struggles, and we went to the facility yesterday, and fridge is packed. Every time that we go to pick up, there's always cars stopping by and picking up. So it seems like things are back to business.
Yeah, things back.
How does that make you feel about struggles? Do you feel a lot more confident?
Yeah, I really, for a while, I thought like, all right, this was probably not gonna get any better. So, but just kept working and focused on that, and just realized, if I can get through this, which was, granted, it's not the end of them, but it was a big thing for a lot of people, and it affected a lot. Yeah. So if I can make it through this, I'm pretty sure I can make it through whatever hardship.
I think anybody that makes it out of 2020 with some positive outlook on it is stronger than they were in January, because everybody's getting hit. It's not just the food industry. Yeah. It's not just, gyms or whatever. It's everybody. And it's such weird pockets of people that are being affected. And then there's other weird pockets like we're in the automotive industry that is just thriving right now. So it really depends. And then even so, Christian, he's been looking for a boogie board because he had like a cheap one that just the styrofoam that breaks really easy. Yeah. So he wanted a good one, sold out everywhere. boogie boards are sold out. And you think about it, in the boogie board industry, they probably know how much they're going to make throughout the year. And the only thing that really changes is, the weather, maybe a longer summer or shorter bad weather. But I'm sure that doesn't affect sales that drastically. But when it comes to a point where, nobody even has to go to work anymore and you live in California, you're going to be at the beach.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're thriving right now,
definitely,
too.
Like, when all this happened and the gyms closed down.
Yeah.
Gym was closed and I still needed to kind of stay on my diet and my cardio and everything. So I was looking for a bike so I could start going bike riding, putting some miles in. And everywhere was sold out. I was like, what? Everybody was buying bikes because nobody's got nothing to do. Free time. So go for bike rides. And all the stores I went to were sold out. Luckily, I was able to order something and I got a bike from Trek down the road.
Oh, sick.
And it just took, that only model they had for a decent price. And it's just like, they had a lot of the stuff that's expensive.
Got you. Okay. I was just going to ask that.
My bike was the cheapest one that I found. It was like $800.
Yeah.
Everything above that they had in stock, but below $1,000, there wasn't nothing in their stock. Which
got you.
I never even knew bikes cost that much.
Yeah. The one that I have, it was from Walmart, probably like $100, if that. But I mean, as long as you're not doing any crazy activities with it, just riding around, you're straight with $100 bike.
Definitely.
So how often do you ride?
Not as often as I want to now.
Yeah.
But earlier in the quarantine, I was going twice a week, every other week, going to the mountains with my buddies, and then a lot more just cruising around town.
Yeah.
Putting in miles around town because out there, like, I don't have a helmet, and so I don't want to crack my head open on something. And so I hit some trails, but like nothing out of hand. Yeah.
You know what I've been thinking, dude, that I want to get a helmet, just because of the safety aspect of it. You hear a lot of times that people are getting killed on bicycles just around town.
Yeah. When I got my bike, there was an accident down the street from my house. Some guy got hit by a car and it was an older man on the bike, and he got hit by a car and he died. And I was
really?
Like, dude, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's sad, man. But what I've been thinking lately, since everybody's getting into the riding bikes, I would love to set up like a weekly night kind of meet. Back in the day, you're talking maybe like 2009-ish or so, we had a little bike crew that we would meet up at Del Taco in Camarillo.
Oh, no way.
We would all meet there with our cars, take our bikes out, leave the cars there, and then we would go right up to Spanish Hills.
Okay.
So we'd ride up there, and then there's a point that you get to, which is like the top, and we would all just line up, and then we would go, bro, and just mob down the hill. It was so fun, man.
I did it the other day with my buddy. The hills, you get some speed going down that thing, man. It's rough getting up.
Yeah.
It's rough.
That's the reward.
Yeah, that's the reward.
You work hard on something, and then you get the reward at the end. So speaking of rewards, man, you're doing 2-a-days now?
Yeah.
Damn, how's that?
It's good.
Yeah?
I was slacked for all that other time, so I had to make up. I feel better when I get my 2 workouts in.
Yeah,
because it clears my mind. It's more of my therapy. Like, then I really do it more for me than for weight loss or whatever.
Really?
It's my hobby. Like, I like spending my time at the gym. Like, to me, that's fun. It's my thing to do. It's entertainment. Like, it's fun being able to lift a bunch of weight off the ground and get your cardio in. Like, it feels good. It's not all I'm about, but it's my thing that lets me escape and feel a lot better.
Gotcha.
Without it, it's rough, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Especially having a lot of energy sometimes. I need something to do. I need something to burn all this energy off. It gets rough.
So what kind of things will you face if you don't end up going to the gym?
Just a lot of anxiety and stress. Because I got, especially, being an entrepreneur, having your own business, it's stressful. It is. Yeah. And then not being able to take it out somewhere where I need to, it was really rough. And that's just, I've gone to the gym ever since 2010, every day or at least 5 times a week. Yeah. So it's just something that I've always been used to. And it was kind of weird not being able to go, like, okay, well, now what?
You saw that have an effect on your mental health?
I think it did.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, first of all, I kind of like gave up on my diet, kind of gave up on a lot of things. I was just like, dude, sucks. Like, what? It doesn't give me anything really to look forward to besides my work. Like, I was just kind of like, dude, this sucks. I like that. It's my getaway. It's my place where I feel fun, entertainment, and couldn't go. And I think that like had an effect on me, but I'm pretty sure it had an effect on a lot of other people. Like, there's a lot of people that's their highlight of the day is they look forward to the gym.
Yeah.
And they look forward to the people at the gym too. Cause it's the gym, but it's also the vibe at the gym. Yeah. Just the people that you always see, your friends that work out all the time. Like, people that are on the same mindset as you. So it kind of sucks to not be able to be there. Now, luckily, some gyms are open.
Yeah. You know what's the benefit of that is just being able to realize what the issue is that you're having and being able to actually pinpoint it and to know what it is you're having, your anxiety, and then you have like a solution for it. But I remember back in the day, like I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know why I felt like that. I just knew that, I'm not in a good mood today, Yeah. And I still feel like that to this day. Shoot, maybe, once a week or so, maybe even a few times of the week. Yeah. But now I know what it is. And it's like just thinking so much about so many things. My mind is just racing nonstop. Yeah. And it's hard to just slow that down. And you're right, man. When you go to the gym or when you do some activities, definitely helps, get that out of your system.
Yeah, because it gets overwhelming, like stressing out about things. And it's like, dude, I need somewhere to drain it. And, that has a lot to do with your productivity. The way you feel inside in your head, if you don't feel good mentally, you're probably not going to do the best throughout the day. So I try to keep it positive, especially, a lot better now. Yeah. I was kind of struggling for a few months. It was pretty I don't know if I call it depression or whatever, but yeah. I was just bummed out with all this stuff. And it's just like, damn, dude. It was getting to me, but I'm like, man, it's what I make of it, not what it makes of me. Yeah, I got to be able to get past this. It's just a phase. Everyone's going through it. It's not just me, Yeah. It was hard to deal with, but.
Do you have people that you talk to about things like that, or you just deal with it yourself?
I tend to deal with it myself a lot. I do have a couple of friends, my homie Simon. Mm-hmm. I can always hit him up, and he's always there for these little pep talks. But it's funny because he always knows when I need it. Randomly, he'll just call me, "Hey, bro, what's up? I'm just tapping in, see how you been." Yeah. And I'm like, "Hey, bro, I needed somebody to talk to, so thanks for calling, man." There's a few people that checked in. My homie Angel, because he's got his own business too. Mm-hmm. So we're able to relate on some stuff, on the amount of work. We're different industries, but we're able to hey, bro, I'm stressing out about this. He's like, all right, me too, man. And it makes me oh, okay, I'm not the only one that's worried about this right now. Yeah. There's other people that are worried. So it helps to talk to them. Yeah. But usually I just keep it inside and let it blow up one day. And I'm trying to get past that.
Yeah. No, I feel you, dude. It's hard, and especially if you're coming from a business owner and you have a successful business, and then you try to talk to somebody about these problems and, they just work a regular 9 to 5 and they would love to be in your position. Yeah. Or they think they would love to be in your position. So it really feels like you're complaining, but everybody has the right to I don't know if you want to even call it complain, but just voice their concerns about how they feel. It just doesn't mean that just because someone's a business owner that, okay, well, you deserve to feel like that. Yeah. It's everything is hard. We're just on different levels. We're in different paths, but the stress that you're feeling from your boss having you making you do this task before the weekend starts, I have those same sort of feelings, but it's a different thing. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people really justify the struggles that business owners and entrepreneurs go through with, well, you're making money, and at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, I am, but I still feel like this. Yeah. So what do I do?
And it's rough because that's true. People think, oh, well, you have your own business. It's not stressful at all. What? It's all nothing but stress, bro. Yeah, it's got its reward, but it's really stressful. Yeah. There's a lot of things because yeah, like some people that go to work, they just go to work because their work's already there for them. Well, we're the one that makes our work. So if we're not on it, there's no work coming in.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. So it's just like, it's pretty stressful, you know?
Yeah. Those are the things I miss about having just a regular 9 to 5 is that on the weekend, when you clock out, you're done.
Yo.
You know, but then on the flip side, everything that you weren't able to get done in those 5 days, now you got to cram them into 2 days, along with having some fun.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a never ending cycle, and I would never ever go back, dude.
Yeah, no.
I was actually talking to my wife about this yesterday, and we're just talking about, you know, past experiences with bosses and things like that, and I could just never have somebody telling me what to do. You know, I could work with somebody in a team, just like my guys will work together. I never want them to look at me as a boss.
Yeah.
I want them to look at me as like the one has the vision of where we're going to go, and we all need to collectively work towards that. But like having a boss telling me, watch me scoot it over, having a boss, telling you what to do and like scolding you and things like that, that's not right, dude. And that doesn't do anything for, you know, your mental health as an employee.
It doesn't, because if your boss is a dick and you get to work, you're not in the best mood to be working, you know. So
and then you take that back to people who have nothing to even do with that, your family.
Yeah.
You know, you get home and you're upset. You know, I used to go through those things with Ashley, and not that she would take it out on me, but she would get home and she would be just, you know, beat from being out all day. Yeah. She would be up from 6 a.m. She'll get home at 7 p.m. And I'm like, oh, let's play, let's have fun, you know. And she's just, I'm tapped out. And there would be a 3 or 4 hour window where she would have time to herself, and that would be it.
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours, that's enough time for us to eat together, for her to shower up, for her to do anything. So sometimes she was just like, yeah, I don't want to do anything. And it's just, that was kind of my motivation to be like, you know what, I don't want you to have to work this hard.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason. You know, I can't be preaching this all day on social media, on the podcast, and then my wife's living a certain way.
Definitely.
So, good thing that she's out of that situation now, and it's awesome, man. I feel like if you're not a business owner and you don't have your own schedule, you kind of really don't know what it's like to have a true sense of freedom.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it's like to understand what that freedom costs you, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because before, you know, I never really thought like, oh, you could just do what you want. Like now, I could work all day and then tomorrow we can have some fun.
Yeah.
Like it's not work. I mean, yeah, it is, but there's days where you can have fun and, you know, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, definitely, man. An important part of buying Honda parts online is making sure that you can trust the company that you're dealing with to get you the right parts reliably. You're spending a lot of money and you spent a lot of time researching your build. The last thing that you may want to do is send cash to a website where you may never see it again, and worse yet, never see parts. With Heel Toe Automotive, an 18-year history track record is part of the deal. Heel Toe brings you deep industry connects, professional parts recommendations, alternative ideas when your parts aren't available, and will even contact you if something on your order looks out of ordinary before it ships. Heel Toe's unique checkout allows you to select a deadline to receive your parts to make sure you get them in the time for your project plans. You can buy parts online anywhere, but Heel Toe knows what truly matters to an enthusiast: professionalism, swiftness, and accuracy. Heel Toe is in your corner. Visit HeelToeAuto.com, or you can call or text at 949-295-1668. And make sure you check them out on Instagram at Heel Toe Automotive. You know, you sent me a message the other day. I really forgot what the subject was, but it was something about the subject, about mental health wise.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, do you ever feel like in your head that you're still the old Ivan from pre-2010?
There is a lot of times where I do feel that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I didn't know if anyone else did that. Like,
yeah.
I always think of myself as still, you know, back then. And it's kind of hard. Like, because I don't want to think about it, but it just finds its little and it creeps in.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it hangs around for a little while. It's like, dude, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely hard, especially from somebody that's changed their life so dramatically, you know, like yourself. And then even just becoming a business owner, becoming one from like being an employee and just changing your life so dramatically from what it was. You know, I could probably say about the same time, 2010, around there, my whole life just changed around, and this new path opened up that I never thought it would. But still, some days I'm still that dude.
Yeah.
Pre 2010, 2009, before Downstar. And it's like that internal battle that you're having. You know, on the outside, you're a different person. You're going to the gym, you got your own businesses, but there's always that one thing that'll just come back and like, hey, remember this?
Yeah.
You know, that little voice in your head.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard just to quiet down that voice.
Sometimes it gets louder and you try to turn down the volume and it's just like, nope, I'm still here. And
yeah.
it's rough.
Yeah, man. But it's good to be able to realize those opportunities that you have and then be able to overcome it. You know, I remember that message. I forget what it was what we were talking about at that time.
I remember,
but it definitely made me think about that, because I've definitely felt like that as well. Yeah. Just there's so much going on in your mind, and especially for entrepreneurs, the people that are just hustling all the time and just, you know, have so many things on your mind. I think that we cause more problems for ourselves than need be. You know, at least I feel like it sometimes. That I feel like, you know, there's enemies out there. There's people out there that want me to fail. But I don't even know if there really is.
Yeah, exactly. But you feel like there's sabotaging it. Like it feels weird. But it does always happen. And
yeah.
If you hold it in for too long, it gets the best of you.
Yeah.
For some people.
That's why I feel like it's really great to just talk about these kind of things, you know, especially where we're from. You know, there's not many people that speak about their feelings, especially men. You know, when I was growing up and even in my early 20s, that was like a weakness.
Yeah.
I mean, you're feelings, soft, you're soft, you know, but the way that I think about it now is it's like, it's more of a strength to be able to talk about these uncomfortable things because you're actually putting yourself out there. Vulnerable. Yeah, place, more vulnerable. And then you have people that'll message you afterwards and be like, wow, I never thought about that. Just like you said.
Yeah.
I never thought that people think like that, but it's true, man.
It's true.
You know, everything that you're going through, every problem, every struggle that you've had, somebody else has had it, but you wouldn't know unless you speak about it.
Yeah. Like there's a couple times where, because I listened to Andy Frisella's podcast and he talks about it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? Like if this guy went through that too, like, you know, I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
I think nobody else is dealing with, because when you're going through it, like you feel like you're the only one that feels like that because you look around and you don't see, or other people aren't expressing it. So it's like, well, maybe nobody else. It's just me, dude. Like, I just have this weakness in my head and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, because there is other people that are dealing with it. They're just not talking about it. And I don't know. It feels good. Not feels good, but it's a relief to let it out.
Yeah.
And be able to, hey, bro, you know, because other people will relate. Like, yeah, man, I'm thinking that same thing. Like, oh, they're like, I just didn't talk of, you know, I didn't think, you know, anything of it. But it really is like, just something that we all have to deal with.
Yeah. You know, bringing up Andy Frisella, that's a great point because maybe that's what's helped me open up as well. You know, seeing somebody as successful as he is and then to listen to his mindset, where I can relate to his mindset so much.
Yeah. And
just to see that he still has that same mindset when he's, you know, 100 millionaire or whatever. It's very motivating. To understand that somebody who has the same mentality, you know, that you guys parallel on so many ideas, that they've been able to succeed past, you know, even my wildest expectations, yet still be that same kind of person. And the only difference between he and I is that he's just went further and further and further and just kept betting and betting and betting.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it definitely shows me that there's a real lane for it, that there's a possibility that we could get there one day.
Definitely. And there's been a few times where like I've just been so stressed and so much anxiety and things are going on with the business that like I was legit just like, I'm over this, dude. I don't want to fucking deal with all this shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be like this, but then there's days where I love it, and you know, there's more days good than bad.
Mm-hmm.
But there was for, especially before, there was a little point in time where I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and it got to me, and just worked past it, but try to play that battle in the head all the time, like. Especially seeing something like Andy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if he went through all that and he just powered through it, and look at him, successful as shit.
Yeah.
All this and still talking about it, trying to help other people out. Like,
Yeah.
that's good.
You know, speaking of helping people, man, I really find a lot of value in that, even more than, you know, financial value.
Yeah.
You know, I love being able to talk to somebody and just throw around different ideas. And if those, whatever we talked about on the podcast helps out somebody, and we get these messages weekly of people telling us how the podcast, you know, a different perspective help them, you know, think about things in a different way or whatever. I think we need way more of that than we do on social media, of people just showing like their perfect life on things. You know, if I look at somebody's Instagram or their social media or whatever, and everything is just like perfect, like, I can't fuck with that, because I know that life isn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything isn't perfect. If you're not sprinkling in a little struggles or anything like that, you're not showing me the full story, and I just don't want to be part of it.
Yeah, especially with social media, that's all you see is like, it's just a highlight reel for people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just show the positive. And I mean, granted, because that's people want to focus on, you know, but there is negative stuff, and a lot of people that, like, I'm not a fan of social media because of that, like, because it's all just like people kind of like showing nothing but positive. Oh, look at what I got. But then you know that person in real life, and it's just like, it's not what it's like, bro.
Yeah.
They're a whole different person. Like, it's kind of weird. That's why I'm not, social media is just something like, it's a good thing for us, but I also think it's really bad. Like,
Oh yeah.
because especially now, like all the negative you see all over the internet. When we were kids, we were growing up, we didn't see that. We didn't know like all this bullshit was going on. It was just, all right, well, I'm gonna go have fun with my friends outside.
Yeah.
Not like check social media. There's a fucking this going on and that, and shit's going at, you know, all bad in other places.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've had to dial back for sure. You know, there was probably last month, and you know, even months before that I was really on to, you know, highlighting things that are going on in the world, which I feel that other people would benefit from knowing about. But then I have to look at things like, yo, I'm not the savior of the world, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my job. It's not my job to argue with these people and to point out things and to say like, yo, look over here, look what's going on. If I can't even affect those people, you know, I need to focus on the people that I can affect personally.
Yeah.
You know, the relationships I have personally, and, you know, help people in a positive way, help them think about things differently, and help them, you know, further themselves rather than worry about the problems of the world. Like, when is there ever not problems in your life?
Exactly.
Now, multiply that times, you know, millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people. You think you're going to solve that?
Nope.
As hard as it is for you to think about that, try thinking about actually that being your job. You know, and I'm not shooting any bail at, you know, Trump or any other president that's been around, but for us to just think about like, yo, one person is going to save everything. It's not going to happen, man. Only person that's going to save you is you.
And that's one of the things that, like, I see is like a lot of people think, oh, their environment, like, because of such and such thing going on, it has to do with their life. But no, your life is what you make out of it. If things are shit and you just keep looking at it like shit, it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
But if you look for the positive and you work on the good, things are going to be, you know, a lot better.
Definitely. Just take it back to just say war. You know, when we were at war, both sides, there had to be some positives in both sides. There had to be somebody who's just like having a good day, making the best out of whatever situation they're in. You know, so no matter, I say that to say this, no matter what the situation is that you're in, there's still something to be able to make a positive out of it.
Definitely, because if not, then that's not how things go.
Yeah, man.
There's day and there's night. There's always some light at the end of it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's just perspective too. If you have that kind of perspective, you could win in any atmosphere, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just thinking about what the rest of the year's going to bring, what are the years to come going to bring. And it's like, whatever, dude. Just let me know what the cards are, and I'm going to make a royal flush.
Yeah, exactly. You might have dealt me a shitty hand, but watch this.
Yeah, hell yeah. So let's get to that, man. The business is successful.
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good. Now a lot better. Things are starting to pick up and now I got a better outlook on things.
Mm-hmm.
For a little bit, I was gray.
Yeah.
Now, like, okay, it was just a bump in the road. It was just something that needed to go through, I think. For you to push past it, to see how bad you really want this.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't really want it, I could have just tapped out and go and got a job. You
Yeah.
know? But I didn't do that. I straight down with it, and now things are picking back up. More and more people are starting to messaging me, get on, and I'm a lot better now.
Good shit. Good.
Like positive, a lot more positive.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
love it.
That's awesome, man. I love to see it growing. We just got a new employee here, RC.
Yeah.
And he saw me with the meal preps, and then he wanted to jump on that too. And he's been on for a few weeks now too.
Yeah. Shout out to RC.
What about is Prep still doing it?
He preps not all the time, but he's a couple times a month, here and there, just probably as he needs it.
Yeah. You gotta have more fish meals.
Yeah, I know, right?
This fucking fish man, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Shit, I gotta actually call him back. I forgot I need to hit him back. Shout out to Prep.
Yeah. Every time I have the tuna on there, he's on it.
Hell yeah. So let's talk about that, man. How do you decide what meals that you're gonna make?
That's like one of my more stressful things, because I don't want to have the same stuff on the menu all the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I need to, I lay it all out in this week, that. And it's just pretty much now it's what I want. Like, all right. Or I ask people questions like, what'd you guys like?
Yeah.
If I see that they like a certain thing, I'll kind of make something towards that.
Got you.
But the menu planning is kind of rough, because there's 5 meal options on Thursday with a breakfast and then the parfait. So there's 7 really items that I have to create, and then on Wednesday there's 6 more. So it's like there's 15, 16 meals that I got to come up with every 2 weeks, which, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a little stressful. It's like, because I don't want to have people eating the same thing all the time. I don't want it to be super repetitive.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part. But now it's just, I kind of go, for a while, I was going off my diet, and people were like, hey, bro, I want to have more carbs. You don't have enough carbs in your meals and this and that. I'm like, okay, well, I need to do it for everybody. Like, because I found it just, not that I wanted to, I would just be writing down menus, and I'm like, oh yeah, that. And then later on, they're like, hey, bro, this is like too lean. It's more keto than anything else. And I'm like, oh, damn, that's right. Like, I got to make this for everybody. But I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, one of the my favorite meals that you've done was the shepherd's pie.
Oh,
bro,
I haven't done that one in a while.
I know. I've been waiting, dude. All
right.
Every week I'm looking for the text.
Write that down.
For sure, Ashley and I, we both love that one right there. Okay. It's like a real hearty meal.
Yeah.
You know, with the mashed potatoes and the meat and stuff.
And I remember I put that one on because it was St. Patrick's Day was coming up.
Oh.
So I'll throw that one on the menu.
Got you. No, it was good, dude.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have meals like that where I would have never even had it. I don't know anybody that would even make that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what it was, but I seen it. I'm like, let's try this out. It was fucking bomb, bro.
Thank you, man.
Very, very good.
Yeah, I throw some stuff on there sometimes, like Mexican food, because a lot of people that order from me, they're not Mexican, or they don't really eat too much Mexican food.
Got you.
So, or they do, but they wouldn't expect it in a meal prep. And so I make it, and they're like, hey, dude, can you do that again? Can you do that? I'm like, I just had it on. They're like, well, yeah, but again, I'm like, oh, not everybody wants to eat it.
Yeah.
But I'll throw it on for you.
Yeah. One time I was at a house party, and they would play the slow jam Always and Forever. And there was a girl that I wanted to dance with, and that's like a long song. So like an hour later, I asked them, hey, can you play that song? I'm like, fool, we already played that shit.
One more time.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to dance with this girl. She said no anyways. Shout out to her, though.
Shout out. Oh, man.
Shepherd's Pie. Fucking bomb.
Shepherd's Pie, definitely.
There's also that other one. Forget what you called it. Like pepper with the noodles and the beef.
The sausage and... the sausage and peppers or the peppered beef?
Peppered beef.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one was good, too. It was like a Mongolian kind of dish.
Exactly. Like a sweet kind of beef with all the peppers. Yeah.
That was good, dude. With broccoli and that as well. Yeah, we love them, man. We're always talking about the meals here. So do you ever get the idea of like, yo, I just want to make this and then just test it out?
I've done that a couple times. Like, oh, I just want to make this. But then I'm really like critical of, or I overthink of what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So like I'll make it. I'm like, I don't like it. But then people are like, bro, that was bomb. Mm-hmm. But it's hard for me to put it on the menu again because they liked it, but I didn't. So it's like, I don't feel like I put out the best version of it. So I don't feel like putting it on the menu.
Do you not like the presentation, the taste?
It's more that, the presentation. Yeah. Because the flavor's usually there. It's just, I'm super picky on the way things look on the plate. Because you eat with your eyes first.
At the
end of the day, when you open that container, if it doesn't look good, it's more than likely not going to taste good. Yeah. Your brain's in control of a lot of things. So I try to make it look as nice as possible. There's some meals that I've done a few times, but haven't done them because it didn't look right, or it just looked like slop on a plate. Yeah. And that's not what I want. Like people are like, oh, it's really good. Yeah, but it looks like crap.
Yeah. Now, do you have a counsel or people that you trust their opinion that you'll make a new dish and you'll give it to them for feedback?
There is a couple friends, more family. Like I'll make it for dinner one night. Like I'm going to do this. I'll make it for dinner. Like, oh, that's good. And then I'll give like the leftovers, or I'll make a couple plates for my friends to try it out. But it's usually just, I kind of make okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like there's not too much of a counsel. I wish I did more of that. Yeah. But I don't. I need to.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean, dude. And I feel the same sometimes, that there's certain things that I don't want to do, or that I don't want to sell or whatever, just because it's my own personal preference. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, you have to realize that your taste is not the same as everybody else's, and you could be just shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. You know?
Remind me of like that Joe Dirt. Well, snakes and sparklers are my favorite.
Yeah. Joe Dirt, bro. Yeah. He's a wise one before his time, man. Yep. I love it. So speaking of family, dude, every time we go over there, you got some helpers. Tell me about them.
Yeah, my mom and my cousin, they're usually Leslie. They're usually the ones that are there when I'm running deliveries. They're always holding down the fort. Yeah, getting everybody's orders. So now the whole group's all family. So mom's cousin. I have two cousins that help me. Okay. And as well as my dad.
Got you.
So, pretty much a family business.
I love it.
Yeah. So
Downtime with Downstar would like to welcome our newest sponsor, Rywire Motorsport Electronics. Rywire has been around since 2005, supplying you with solutions for all of your motorsport electronics needs. Whether you need a simple ECU adapter, engine harness, chassis harness, or PDM setup, they can get you taken care of. Offering products for most popular engine platforms from Honda, Toyota, Nissan, GM, hey, even Lamborghini. And if you have any private label needs, they can also take care of that as well. Rywire is the leader in motorsport electronics in our community, and we're excited to have them part of the Downtime with Downstar family. Please make sure you guys support Rywire. You guys could check them out at rywire.com or on Instagram at Rywire_motorsport_electronics. I know it's long, guys. If you just search Rywire, it will pop up. And if you're searching, make sure you search them on YouTube, and you can check out their YouTube channel where they are working on their new EV S2000 build. We're super excited for that, and we're super excited for Rywire to be part of the Downtime with Downstar family. So please, guys, make sure you go show Rywire some love and tell them that Downtime with Downstar sent you. Once again, that's rywire.com.
It's good.
Yeah. So when you're cooking, how does that day actually look? So say you're preparing for the Sunday. which is the order for Thursday. You place it on Thursday. Tell me what it looks like from Thursday to Sunday.
So Thursday, I'll take orders till 9, 10. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people send their orders like at midnight, and
yeah,
I'm like, dude.
I always get that. I always get like that third text, like, "Hey, do you still need?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot." Yeah,
it goes like that sometimes. But yeah, I'll take orders Thursday, and I'll stay up all night, getting my numbers, totals of weight, like pounds of chicken that I need, pounds of steak, pounds of broccoli.
Fuck
that. So my night will be just that.
Uh-huh.
And then Friday morning, I'll go shopping for all the produce, all the meat, put orders for stuff that I need to pick up the next day. And then get home that Friday and marinate, make my seasonings. That way Saturday and Sunday I'm good to go. So then Saturday we'll wake up and start prepping all the veggies, cleaning them, washing, cutting, mincing, chopping everything up. Prepping sauces, getting as much stuff done Saturday, so that way on Sunday it's just cooked to pot.
So Sunday's cook day.
Sunday's cook day.
Gotcha.
There is some stuff that I cook on Saturdays, like if I smoke stuff or like if I'm making like the chile cordon, like stuff like that that I need to make a little bit before. I'll do that. But usually the biggest cook day is going to be Sunday.
Gotcha.
And same day that we play. Same day that, so it's like it's a bit of a process.
Shit, you're right.
It all goes out, and that's why people are like, "Hey, what time? Like, our food's ready yet?" Like, it's usually 7:00. I'll try to get it done as early as I can, but so it takes the whole day. Like, Saturday's usually a half day.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday we're at it for like, I want to say 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So just to prep up for as much on Sunday. Sundays we start at 8 a.m. and we're finished plating and everything by around 6, and then we have an hour to prep everything, get all the orders ready, and then people come at 7 and pick up. From 7 to 9 is pickups and deliveries. So usually with big orders I'll be delivering. Now I have my cousin that helps me with that.
Gotcha.
But usually I'll be delivering, and I'm usually not back home until almost 10 o'clock at night. And then when we get back, it's like, let's check all the meals, make sure we have everything for everybody else's order, make sure we didn't give someone the wrong meals on mistake. Yeah. So then we'll stay up for another hour or so doing that. So it's a long day, 8 a.m. to 10, 11 p.m.
So when is the day that you actually get to just exhale? Is it Sunday night?
Sunday night after everything. Okay. But then there is days where I'm short, like, or somebody's order came in and I didn't see it. And they're there to pick up, and I'm just like, oh shit. So luckily, I have it all stacked in so I can grab it and make their order. But then that means tomorrow I got to go to the store, buy meat, and make the meals to replace that. So like there is days where, like, teriyaki, for example, people ordered 140 teriyakis. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I made 140 of that plate. So if I made let's say that's how many was ordered, 140, but I only end up making 130. That means Monday morning I got to go to the store and buy thighs and marinate it and cook it so that I can make those 10 meals that I'm short.
Wow.
So there is days that if I do my math right, because I've been fucking up numbers, bro. Like I can write 34 and I'll read it as 43.
Got
and
you.
So, or I'll write down 43 and I'll read it as 34.
Got
so
you.
I'll be short a shit ton of plates.
Yeah.
And I've done that plenty of times. So sometimes Sunday I get to breathe, sometimes not.
Yeah.
But usually by Monday morning, I know, like, Mondays, I would say my day off.
Yeah.
It's not really, because I'm still taking orders and I'm still working.
Yeah.
But luckily, my mom helps me with that. So.
Yeah, your mom's awesome, man.
She's employee number 1.
I love it, dude. Yeah. Has that strengthened your guys' relationship together?
I think so. It has. I've always had a good relationship because I'm kind of a mom's boy.
Yeah.
So I've always had a good relationship with my mom. Now it's a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
There's days where it's rough because it's like, mom's mom, but like you're helping me with my work, so it needs to be like this.
Yeah.
And it's stressful because you don't want to tell her nothing because it's your mom.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, hey, pay attention.
That brings me to my next point, man. What's it like working with family? And before you say anything, I fired my sister like 4 times already. So
okay.
Shout out to your family, dude. Nothing personal.
Yeah, no, it's stressful. It's a lot of help, but it's also a lot of stress because they know you personally.
Yeah.
So they'll do things different than a regular employee would, or they'll treat you differently than a regular employee would. And it's a little stressful, but just working, it helps me learn how to be a boss for someone that I don't know, Yeah. It's more practice, I see it.
Yeah, definitely, man. It would be a dream to just work with all family, but it's hard for family to let go of the idea of who you are to them.
Yeah.
And to actually switch that off and then switch on, okay, I'm helping my son or my cousin or whatever get to their goal closer, so they should be the person that takes more stress off of you rather than to give you stress. Like, What are you tripping? I'm 15 minutes late. It's not that big of a deal. No one's here. It's like, it's not about that, dude. When we get here, this is time to get shit done. And you're fucking with me and you know how hard I've worked for this.
Yeah.
But then I do get what you mean is that you have to learn, as a boss, you have to learn how to talk to each employee for their different personalities, and this is a talk that I had with RC not long ago. Is like, some of the things that I were saying was contradicting what I wanted him to do at another time. And I'm like, you know what? Look, dude, that's my bad. I need to learn how you work to figure you out. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to see what you like, what you don't like, the way you like to get talked to, the way you don't like to get talked to. I'm trying to figure all this out because I know that I can't just come in with a blanket statement and hold everybody accountable the same kind of way.
Yeah.
The way that I talk to Alex is totally different than the way that I'll talk to RC, and that's the weight that comes with being the boss. Is that you have to make sure that you're not talking to your cousin a certain way because you're older than her or whatever it is, and that's the hard thing where you kind of got to keep yourself on check.
Sometimes I try to catch myself because I'm like, it's my cousin, my little cousin, so I feel like, oh, I'm the bigger cousin, so listen. But then there's times where it's like, no, because that's not how they learn. That's not how she learns.
Yeah, definitely, man. I was listening to a podcast that brings me to something else, about teaching people and, trying to get your message across. And I was listening to The Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
And they were talking about disciplining your kids, and I know especially for us being in Hispanic, it's kind of in our blood that's what you do, how you discipline your kids. It's kind of like even a joke, like when you get around your boys, like, who had it worse? Shit, I used to get hit with a chancla. Shit, I used to get hit. And I think about it like nowadays, bro, I could never picture hitting my son.
Definitely.
Ever, bro. Ever. If I can't teach him a certain way, if I don't have the ability to make him understand, no matter what age he is, if I can't make him understand that wasn't a right thing to do and why that wasn't right to do, I can't resort to harming him.
Yeah. Because they're not going to learn.
They're not going to learn. They're just going to be afraid of you.
Yeah.
And it was just a very interesting subject. I wanted to actually even post this on social media, on Facebook, just to talk about it. But then I'm like, this isn't the can of worms to even open.
Yeah.
Because, people, they were raised that certain way. And me saying something like that to them could be me disrespecting their parents or their family, But that just goes back to being a leader. Because as a parent, you are the leader, you're the boss of your team, of your child. And if that's the way that you discipline them when they do something wrong, like, as 5 years old, how are they going to know not to do those things? So it kind of makes you think about things differently. And you take that and you apply that to your employees, like, I don't want to go out there and be like, why aren't these orders done? You're fired or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna learn from that. They're just gonna hate you.
Yeah, like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, but it's definitely a struggle being the leader, you know.
Big struggle and learning, you know, how to talk, you know, what to say. Sometimes it's my, because at the end of the time, like, it's all being the business owner or the guy. It's your, and everything is you, right? So there's times where it's like, it's their mess up. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is going to know that it was them. Everybody else is going to know it was Stars Powerplates. So it'd be like, it was you that messed up. But, you know, that's the thing that I'm working on, is just trying to, when things mess up, you know, because ultimately it's going to be my fault. Yeah. I just not blowing up on them. Like, all right, just chill.
Well, there's power in that too. There's power in accountability. Yeah. You know, I feel like anytime that there's an issue and you learn from that, it's, you know, as cliche as it is, the L is like a lesson. And I want to have as many lessons as I can possible. So if one of the guys sent something out wrong, instead of me attacking them like, yo, why'd you do this wrong? When at the end of the day, I know what it was. Maybe it was just a mistake, you know? Yep. I look at it like, yo, what could I do better to make sure that this doesn't happen anymore? Yeah. And then if you approach it that way, then maybe you can actually see something, an opportunity that you never even seen before. You know what? And whether it's like in your position, you know, all right, this plate didn't go right. What ended up happening? And then, you know, they say, oh, well, you know, once you get all the anger out of everything and you're just like, yo, we need to fix this problem. What was the problem from your end? Yeah. Well, you know, this number looks differently. I thought it was this much. Okay, that's my bad. So now you have the power in that to, when you're writing the numbers, instead of making a line, you're doing the like capital one, you know, to make sure that problem doesn't come up anymore.
Yeah, because, you know,
yeah, it's rough, it definitely is, man. But you're killing it, bro.
Thank you.
I love it, dude.
I'm trying, man.
I love to see you succeeding.
Thank you. I love it, you know.
Yeah,
I never thought it would be anything. I mean, it's still getting going, but I never thought that I would even be as far as I am right now. Yeah. Never in my life.
So right now, what do you feel like your biggest opportunities are in order to grow to the next level of whatever you foresee it being?
Getting into my location.
Okay.
Because I feel like where I'm at now, I'm already like at the cap of the amount of food that I can put out from that location, and holding it too. Like I'm kind of at my max capacity. So I feel like I need to get into a big location and do things on a bigger, like, because my business keeps growing, but I'm kind of keeping it at like a choke right now. Like I'm keeping it capped.
Gotcha.
Where if I let that cap go, it can keep going. It's just I'm trying to slow it down, but I need to not do that. I need to just, you know, let it go. Yeah. And get the space so that I can keep growing. But there's times where I'm like not negative about it, but just thinking like, oh, I don't know if I can handle a location like that or a bigger space like that. I don't know if, you know, if we're going to go into another pandemic and no one's going to order again. Like, a lot of that stuff plays in my head.
One of the most critical parts to any build is the clutch. Without a proper clutch, you won't be able to get that power to the wheels. No one wants to spend hundreds of dollars on a clutch that won't hold their power for more than a few races or spirited drives. It is important to go with a clutch that you know that you can count on. That's why many people choose Action Clutch over the competition. Action Clutch offers OEM replacements all the way to 1200 plus horsepower that can be found everywhere, from street cars, drag cars, and even Formula Drift vehicles. Action Clutch makes all their kits here in the USA with material sourced locally in Los Angeles. Not only is Action Clutch made in the USA, they have also made a strong focus this year to give back a percentage of sales back to the community during these hard times, providing impacted families with groceries and other necessities. Contact Action Clutch today with whatever you need and you will receive the family treatment. You can find their product line at actionclutch.com. If you don't see what you need, please feel free to call them at 323-269-6051. You can also DM them on Instagram at Action Clutch, or email them at sales@actionclutch.com. If you need help choosing a kit, Action Clutch can get you set up with the right kit for your build. Got you. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just having a talk with the guys outside, and we were just talking about RC was coming up with some idea, and then just naturally, as we all do, putting roadblocks in front of ourselves without even realizing it. And if you don't have these conversations with people and you just have this conversation in your head, that roadblock is going to become an actual roadblock where you can't even move past that because that is something in your head that is physically there and it's not going to go. But once you talk about it and then you get the perspective from somebody else, you're like, oh shit, that roadblock doesn't even exist anymore. Definitely. And you know how it is to run the business. You've seen how it grows, and then when you put more money into, say different ingredients, bigger refrigerators or whatever, have you seen all of those things be worth the investment that you put in?
Yeah, definitely. When the first time that I got one of my bigger fridges, I was like, I don't even know if I'll be able to fill this thing. And then I filled it up, and I needed another one. Yeah. And I filled it up, and then you came in the other day. You're like, you're gonna need a third one now, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I think I do. So I just have to look at that. Like, yeah, things are growing. If you don't give yourself the space to grow, you're not gonna grow. So if I'm trying to hold myself back and limit it, that's as big as it's gonna get. But if I push past it and I have goals of bigger things like that, it'll get there. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to. Just like I heard, never mind, I have nothing to do with that.
But yeah, dude, you just got to keep feeding it, man, and it'll keep growing. So let's paint the picture, dude. You get your facility. What's it gonna look like?
So it's mostly all kitchen.
Okay.
So I just kind of want like it's gonna be pretty much a commercial kitchen with a little space in the front for people to grab their meals and microwave, heat it up. But mostly all kitchen because that's the majority of it. Mm-hmm. Realistically, people just come and they grab their food and they leave. Yeah. That's how it goes right now. So I want to have a big enough space to be able to put out all the meals that we're putting out right now. We're doing in batches of 40 right now. I know I can do it in batches of 100. Mm-hmm. It just, the space that we have to work with is limited. So I want to get that bigger space so that we can put that more. Yeah. That much more. But, just private kitchen, my grills, hood. I haven't thought too much about it. Mm-hmm. And I kind of bummed myself out on that because I was listening to Andy last time and he was talking, like when he visualizes something, he's like, he visualizes it to the T. Mm-hmm. And I haven't done that. I don't know if it's just doubt in my head or what, but like he talks about when he figured out or envisioned his first jet. Yeah. Like the wood here and how this is going to be. And I haven't done that and I need to. And it's something that I've heard people talk about and, things don't happen if you don't speak about it. You got to speak it into existence. And I think I just haven't let that full image out. Like I've drawn it out kind of what I want, but not in full detail. So sometimes I'm still like, I don't even know what I want. Like, I just need this.
Well, that's why I'm saying it right now. So we come back to this podcast when you get your facility.
And that's the thing that I was looking for a location, March and April. And then all this happened, or in the beginning of March, I was starting to look for places and then all this happened and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So put it on hold. So now I'm starting to look at places again, but now it's, I don't know. Like there's a lot of places that are up for space, but then there's also a lot like kitchens that people don't want to let kitchens go. Yeah. So I'm trying to look into it. Hopefully before the end of the year. Something going.
You should just do the Oxnard mentality, which is usually a bad thing, but in this circumstance, it'll be good. Just fuck it. Fuck it.
Definitely. Yup.
Fuck it, bro. Just do it and figure it out later.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's what I think I have to do because I've just been overthinking it. Like I heard you talking about that on with Rico, the podcast you were on. Like people were just stuck on the name. I remember for the longest, I didn't do my stuff because for the longest, I'm like, well, what's the name? What's the name? What's the name? It's like, dude, fuck the name. Just put the fucking product out. And people are gonna buy it and then make the name.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. That's a good way to think about it. You just gotta fucking do it.
Yeah. So many times, dude, I've just overthought things and I just didn't even end up doing them just because I overthought it so much, and then you got to talk to people who are like-minded, people who are just make shit happen, because say if you have this certain doubt and then you talk to somebody who you already know they don't have the same vision as you do, they're going to just multiply that doubt that you have.
Yeah, definitely.
You
That's happened.
You have to have that group of people who are just like, fuck it, and if you already know how the business works, you have a product, the product sells, it's a repeat product, people keep coming back and back. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's it. If you take this risk right now, you open up this place, you spend all this money, you just have to think it's going to come back because people are already buying it as it is.
As it is. And that's one of the things that I keep telling myself that I'm trying to reinforce in myself. Like, if you got it where it is now, imagine if you had it a little bit bigger or more space, you're going to do it. But there is, then you talk to people. I have talked to people. It's just like, oh, well, yeah, maybe that's too much. Maybe it's too big. But then I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, I need that. I need to make that step so I can keep advancing. Because if you never take any steps forward, you're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah. And it's all risk too, man. Yeah. Whoever takes the biggest risk, that's the biggest reward that you're going to get. So, and I understand why people think like that too, because they've never done something that succeeded in their life. Like, no disrespect, but it's very rare for somebody to just think like, oh, well, let me just start selling meal prep and then it turns into something. So how many people do you know that has had that happen? So if people haven't been down that path, they have no idea to even comprehend what you're trying to tell them, the picture that you're trying to paint for them.
Yeah, definitely.
When you talk to somebody, you're like, yeah, man, I wanted to go, but it's going to be, $20,000-$30,000. Like, to them, they're like, 30,000, dude, that's like what I make in a whole year. You're going to risk that. But they're thinking from their point of view on things.
Exactly.
You need to have people that think about it from your point of view. It's like, okay, right now you're only able to do this many plates. Imagine if you got this place, you could get so many. You could have so many that you could actually hire some other people outside, outside people, dude.
And that's what I've thought about, because where I'm at right now is I have to do like the majority of the stuff. So because I'm the cook, I cook most of the stuff. My team helps me with all the prepping and the carbs and the sauces and everything. But as far as like on the grill and on that stuff, it's me. But I would love to be able to not, so that I can focus on other things.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the recipe, if I marinate everything, it's still going to be my flavor. It's just somebody else's on the grill cooking.
Exactly.
It's the same product. So there's just, that's what I need to get, because I want to grow this, but then there's times where like I feel like I'm limited. Like, I don't have enough time to do, like, not reply to everyone's messages. Sometimes I feel horrible when it goes a couple of days and I haven't, like, oh, damn, you reply to this person. But I just get so busy that I forget. And it gets the best of me. But you definitely need to grow so that I can keep advancing. I can't be stuck in this comfort zone right now. Yeah,
definitely. And I only tell you this just because I've been going there for the 6 months or whatever, and I just see that the amount of people that are there to pick up, it's crazy. Every time I go, there's at least 2 or 3 people, and within this 10-minute window, from 7 to 9. So for 2 hours, I come for a 10-minute window, and I'm seeing at least 2 or 3 or 4 people. And that's just from the facility that you have right now. Imagine if it was bigger than that.
Definitely.
Then you take on the branding side of it too. Maybe get bags that fit those containers perfectly with the logo on it. Stickers on the plastic containers. Hashtags, things like that. It's just the possibilities are endless, man.
Definitely. And that's one thing that I do, because I look at the containers, like, it just looks like any other meal prep service. My logo's not on it. I need to put it on there. It's just little things that I never really noticed, but hearing other people say, oh yeah, it puts your brand out there versus, oh, this is just a meal prep service. Like, there's no name behind it. Like, there's, you want people to see the name and know who it is when you see it. Like, when you see your logo, I know, oh, okay. When I see that down in the star, I know what's up. Like,
yeah,
I know what that brand is.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to get to.
And it's just bolts. You're giving people life, dude. You know?
Thank you, bro.
Really, that's what it is, man. And I've talked about this before. When somebody gives me food, even if I don't like that food, I will always eat it just because I know that like they're trying to give me life.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? If I go to a friend's house and they make me something, I'm like, oh, I don't really eat mayo, but they made me the sandwich, I'll eat it. Because for that person to think of me and to think like, yo, I want to feed this person because I want to make them feel good, you know, there's so much of intimacy in food, dude.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of, it worked, because I never did the meal prepping to make money. That was never my, oh, I want to do this so I can make some cash. Like, it was just a passion of mine. I just love to cook. And so that feeling is like, I like seeing people's reaction to the food. I like knowing that I can make someone's day a lot less stressful and keeping them healthy. You know, that, like you're saying, that you're giving life to somebody. And I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. No, you literally are, dude. Because if you're at your worst point, if you're the most broke you've ever been, I could give somebody every product we have here, and it's not going to change their life.
Exactly.
Your product can definitely be the difference between life and death for somebody.
Definitely.
Now, speaking about something like that, do you guys ever do any giving back to maybe you have extra plates to you know, I don't know, places that distribute food or anything like that?
I haven't, just because usually I make what I need. There is times where I have extra, and I'll call like clients that are bodybuilder, like people that will put the food to use, or family friends that, you know, they don't order because maybe they can't afford it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, dude, I have extra, come through and pick it up. You know, like I'd rather give it away than let it go to waste.
Yeah.
But usually more often than not, like I buy to the T of what I need. That way I don't have any left over, any scrap. But I have, like, when donation, charity stuff like that, I do. But I haven't like taken food to go give, which is a good idea. Yeah. Think about it, you know, it's food. Yeah. You can just grab it and eat it.
Well, the way that I think about it, man, is that this is such a niche market that you're in. And I'm sure that you know more people, but I don't know anybody else that does meal prep. So this is a huge opportunity for you to just take over this area right here, you know. And when you get to that position where you can start upgrading how many orders you can actually be putting out, dude, you can even hit social media hard with that kind of stuff. You know, hey, we're going to be here. We're going to be giving out meals to the needy or something like that. You know, that would be cool.
Yeah, that's something that, because like when I do stuff like that, I tend to not talk about it. Yeah, I don't like spread the word, because I don't know. There's times where I feel like I see it on Instagram and like I feel like people like, just because I think I know the person, like they're boasting, like, oh, look at me,
I give them a buck.
Yeah, it's just like, dog, like, nah. But at the same time, like, it is good to be like that, you know, to help out people, to do what you can where you can.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean from that point of view. And, you know, I give to people when I feel like it, you know, when I was talking to Ashley about this yesterday as well. Sometimes I'll pass somebody homeless or whatever. I don't know. Just somebody that looks like down on their luck, just at a bus stop. I'll circle around, stop by, you know, just give them a dub or something like that, and just wish them a good day. And that's something that doesn't require social media posts or anything like that, because I don't know who that person is. I don't know who their family is. I don't know. Like, I don't want to disrespect them, be like, yo, here's this, you know, and then somebody's like, yo, man, I appreciate that, but that's my uncle, you know, or something.
Definitely.
But then on the other side of things, if you had a certain setup day, if there was a plan that you were going to do you know, this area just in Colonia or something like that, you know, where the kids play, you know, these kids don't have a lot of extra money or things like that, or, you know, so I'm going to make pepino cups. and go to the park. If you guys want to come to the park, bring your kids through, get some snacks or something like that. You know, that stuff helps a lot with branding because it shows that you are a member of the community. And you are, man. I'm sure that a lot of people that use your service are from around the area.
Pretty well, that's what all it really is all local, all Oxnard, Ventura, Camarillo.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. Not something that, not that I never thought about it, just never focused on it.
Yeah.
You know, like there is times where we wanted to do events first for things going on, but then we see a lot of other people doing it, and it's just like, fuck, okay, maybe it's not going to help the people that I want to help.
Yeah.
I always think about that. Like I overthink on that too, bro. So it's kind of hard like to get past the overthinking of it. But I do. That's a good idea.
It's just good to toss around those ideas with other people. Yeah. I do the same thing, man. You know, I'll overthink things. And I've probably stopped so many awesome ideas from happening just because something in my head was like, that's not going to work. Oh, that guy does it too. It's not going to work. But at the end of the day, man, there's 8 billion people on this world, and there's nobody like you.
Definitely,
you're the only one person of you. You know, nobody else has had the same exact experiences that you've had, lived the life that you had. So you definitely have something unique to bring to the table. And if your heart's in the right place, who knows where everybody else's heart is at?
Exactly.
You know, the cream always rises to the top, man.
It does.
You know, but I see that business that you have, and I see it as it could be huge. And not that it's not at this point, but I mean huge, like nationwide, you know, spreading out. You can have a location in downtown LA, San Diego, something like that, brand it, you know, as a building just like this. Boom. You know, Stars Powerplates, sign up on the top, and you actually have it laid out. Okay, so when we need to open a new location, we need this much space, we need this much stoves, this much fridge. Break it down so it's actually like each location costs $20,000 or whatever it becomes. You know, and then you open another place, and then open another place. And, you know, I'm saying all these things, and I'm kind of saying them to myself.
But
too,
I'm picking up on it because that's all stuff that, you know, I need to look at, need to think about. So it's definitely, I'm picking up on that, bro. So.
Yeah, it's things that I want to do, and I want to take it to the next level. But I mean, at the end of the day, all it is you need people to be able to help you out with these dreams to help you get to those levels.
And then there's also times where, like, I do need to talk to more people about it because I'll just hold it in like, nah, well, this is just me. Like, nobody else really cares about what I got going on. This is, you know, it's my thing. So I don't really talk about it as much as I should. But when I have talked about things before in the past, they flourished. So, you know, it makes sense. I need to talk about it a little bit more. I just be holding it in and thinking that I'm going to figure it out one day. It's hard.
You can only do so much, man. You're only one person. You know, and like I was saying, with all the experiences and everything that you've had, there's obviously people that had different experiences that you've had that can give you a different perspective on things. And that's what I like to do as well. You know, that's why I love doing the podcast. I talk to people and we'll throw around ideas, and they'll say something. I'm like, wow, I never even thought about it from that point. You know, and
that's why I like the podcast. There's so many different viewpoints that people have that makes you think, oh,
I'm ready to argue with somebody on the podcast. I haven't had that happen yet.
No arguments yet.
No, I'll be like, fuck you, get out of here. Why are you here then?
There's that'd be an interesting podcast right there, man.
I think one of the most interesting one was just Honda Pro Jason, so we gotta have another one of those.
I remember I listened to his first one, and then the second one is just like a whole different guy.
Definitely. Shout out to Honda Pro Jason, man. Like, he's killing it right now, dude. And you know, he's been making a lot more memories than he had in the past. Cool. And just even with that episode, it's just different perspectives that you never even thought about. And things that you never even thought about were an opportunity in your life. But then you put it out there and you're like, oh shit, I didn't even think about it like that. I didn't even think it came off like that. You know, in my head, it was coming off a certain way, but from somebody else, it was coming off another way. And you know, one of the cool things about that too is that it shows the growth, and it shows that there is opportunities to grow. You know, especially in this space, the podcast as it is right now, as big as it is right now, it's still a very tight knit, small community, which I love. you know, because everybody understands like, yo, we're all going through something. We're all growing. And I guarantee that people heard the second episode. They're like, you know what? That's cool, man. You know, and that's why I like to have people on multiple times. So you can go back to listen to the first one and you can hear where you were at in January. And then fast forward 9 months later, boom, see where you've been at since then.
Yeah, that's one thing that I do like is you get to see where people are and where they're going.
Yeah.
Especially the people you have on repeat. That's a good thing because you get to see that advancement in their business and in their life too.
Hell yeah, man. And I really appreciate you always supporting the pod. You're one of the guys that always listens to it and always gives me feedback, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I'd rather listen to podcasts more than, because music, it's just, you know, it's a sound. It doesn't really, you don't really learn nothing from it. You don't really take anything away. With podcasts, you get to take someone's experience and then see what to do or what not to do, or how to use their experience to better you.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. You know, every time you have somebody on here, I'm like, I don't really know if I'll get anything. Like, especially like the Honda guys, I'm like, I don't know if I really know. But then you'll talk about like certain situations, and I'm just like, oh shit, good thing I listened.
Yeah.
Because I never thought about that. Like,
yeah.
Or there's events that they're going through that, you know, the first couple of times I'm like, oh, it's a car guy. It's probably just gonna be all cars. And then I listen, and I'm just like, oh, it's fucking not. It's not all cars.
yeah.
It's about life. It's about everything else. So those are always, I find some good pods in there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So what are some of the podcasts on your lineup that you listen to?
For me, a lot of right now it's Andy Frisella, Real AF.
Real AF, yeah.
The King and the Sting.
Got you.
Brendan Schaub and Theo Von.
Yeah.
That's just, it's funny, bro.
Yeah.
I put that on when we're meal prepping, and my mom busts up at it too. Like, she's just laughing.
Hell
it's
yeah.
comedy. Then I listened to Theo Von's podcast this past weekend.
There you go, yeah.
And then I also watched the one that Alex was talking about, Bad Friends.
Oh, okay.
Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
And the Joe Rogan podcast. What else?
Have you seen Joe Rogan's new podcast studio?
I saw a picture that he had on his Instagram. Like, looks like some futuristic space ship. That thing looks bad, man.
Yeah, I think yesterday or maybe even the day before, he was posting a lot of pictures of the studio finished and the decorations and things going into it. Yeah,
check it out,
bro. I love it, man. That's my ultimate goal one day. You know, I don't have many goals in life as far as like accolades that I would like to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know, I want the brand to grow and I want the creativity to grow.
Yeah.
But like trophies, you know, I always talk about Lambo's one. That's one of my trophies.
I always talk about that one.
Another is to be on the Joe Rogan podcast. That's definitely, that would be that I made it in this space. Yeah. Just to be a guest. Definitely. On it. Oh, dude, I can't wait, bro.
His podcast, he has so many good people on there. That's how I originally got, you know, one of the first podcasts I ever watched. It's just Joe Rogan. Like, what the heck? People, they're just like recording and talking about, okay.
Yeah.
And, what? Like, it's pretty cool. You know, you get to learn a lot about people, a lot about life, the way people think, and see if, you could take anything away from that.
Yeah, and like you said, dude, when you listen to the pod and it's a Honda guy, I don't know if I want to listen. Same thing with his. I'll see it and it's like some professor. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I'll just put it on and I'm just hooked, you know.
Definitely. That's why I like especially because like his podcasts are like 2-3 hour episodes. So I like when he puts the clips up because I'll be able to actually watch the episode. If I see something that I like, I got to watch that
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we need, man. I need somebody to work with us on the podcast, somebody that understands editing and understands good content. So we can send them the episode or they can edit everything and then just each episode come out with like, you know, 5 or 6 little, you know, 1 minute snippet or something like that. But
just so people know, you know, like, I can get good value out of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, I've noticed a lot of people can't keep their attention on things for certain long. Like for me, like 2-3 hour podcasts, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm busy, so I'm listening and doing something. But for some people, they don't have those 2-3 hours, so they want like a little short podcast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's what we were actually having this debate with the guys from Guncast with Aki. and Vic, and they were talking about, you know, if the podcast is too long, it would probably be better in like an hour or shorter with like certain questions and things. And while I do understand that that's like a valuable platform to build, I just like long form conversations. Definitely. And at this point right now, I'm just like, man, to keep doing the podcast, it has to be something that brings me enjoyment.
Exactly.
And I have to keep doing it while I enjoy it. Because if I start changing things around, okay, now we're going to start talking about cars more. That's not even the reason why I wanted to do podcasting. Yeah. And the reason I wanted to do podcasting is because I'm do car stuff all day, every day.
You want to see something else.
Yeah, but then there's the other flip of the coin, like you were saying, like, I don't like that meal, you know, but so many other people like that meal. Yeah. So I'm just like, what can I do to interest more people in it? Or do I keep growing it organically? Or I don't know, man, but I'm just having fun with the process right now.
Yeah, and that's what I see as those podcasts work. Like, if it's something you're having fun with it and you're dropping knowledge and people are listening and learning, especially like if you have good guests on, like, I mean, not good, but like people that talk.
Yeah,
because there's
definitely
sometimes some guests that it's a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like no talking. Like, bro, you don't want to talk about things. Like, you know, I'm usually nervous as shit before we start this.
Yeah.
Now I'm all right. Now I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
Like, now we can talk, you know. But I like those long form ones are cool. There's short ones are good too, you know, because especially if it's a repeat guest that's been on a couple times, you know, it's okay just to see how they're doing,
catch up with them and things like yeah. So we're still trying to figure out things here, man. But I'm excited, dude, and I really appreciate your support on it.
Yeah,
for
definitely,
sure,
man. One of my favorite episodes was the one with Sheeby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of my. I listened to it a couple times.
Yeah, I got to go back and listen to that one, man. I've known Alex, you know, since 2009-ish or so, you know, so I've seen his growth, and I understand that what comes with growth of a company like that. So we were able to have a different conversation than I think that he would be able to have with somebody else, because it's different for somebody just to see the outside and to assume what the business is like, but then for somebody to see where you've actually come from and where you've gone. I knew that episode was going to be a hit for sure.
It was a good one, especially seeing all the, because the video, I watched the video, so you can see all his reactions to things.
Yeah,
his emotions change.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, dang, like that was a good pod, and I watched the whole thing a bunch of times.
Hell yeah, bro! I appreciate that, man. Everybody listening, send us a message on what's your favorite episode. I'm very curious on that, because I do have my own favorite kind of episodes, but that's usually we'll dive into a subject and that person understands that subject, and you know, we just keep going deeper and deeper. And one of them was a Calvin Kabilling from you know, he does work with TJ Hunt.
Yeah, I listened to that one.
Yeah, and him just being a young guy, but his outlook on life and things, and his willingness to open up and show his emotions and talk about, like, you know, his issues and things that he's working on. Bro, he's way past his years in knowledge for sure.
Yeah, and he's young. That's why when I watch him, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna take anything away from this because he's a young kid. But no, he has a lot of experience, a lot of things that he's gone through.
Yeah.
So it was a really good episode too.
I love it. And then sometimes you'll have somebody on that you're expecting it's gonna be a hit, and it's like, it's very, I don't want to be disrespectful, but very shallow. Like the things you're talking about are kind of things I already knew. Not shallow in meaning that you only care about certain stupid things or whatever, but like there's no depth to it at all. What you see is what you get, and which is cool.
Yeah.
But then I like to get those surprises too. When you'll sit down with somebody, you're like, oh shit. I didn't expect that at all.
Like the Jason the Honda Pro Jason ones.
Yeah,
those.
Exactly.
But then I also really like the ones that you have with Prep and
and Ross. Oh yeah, and TJ too.
And you had Prep and Ross last time.
Yeah.
TJ's a character, bro. Like always good pods when you're with him.
Shout out to TJ. Make sure you guys hit him up. T-Money805 on Instagram. That's my best friend, dude. He's fucking nuts, bro. We actually are gonna do a podcast very
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, he wants to jump back in here, but I think he wants to do one of the driving ones.
Oh, okay.
Like I was telling you about yesterday,
Hopefully
we went
in his new Corvette.
Oh, not yet. He's still too pussy. Go message TJ right now and just say, "Yo, TJ, you're a pussy." That's it. Just say that. T Money 805. He still hasn't got his Corvette, and that was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
But I love it though, dude. I love doing those kind of pods. It's just awesome, man.
Yeah,
it's
I like
awesome. Thank you for coming, bro.
Of course,
I
man.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
You know, ever since we've been doing business together, I just I love what I see, man. I love to see the family atmosphere. I love to see the hustle, and I love to see those dues paid posts, man.
Thank you, man.
Twice a day putting in that work. You know, you're not that Ivan no more, bro.
No,
You're not him no more.
can't.
Yeah.
Got to stay focused and keep grinding.
You got it, man.
Thank you.
Just know that anything that you put your mind to, you're gonna succeed in it.
Thank you, man.
And I look forward to that opening day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's a big thing hearing it from yourself, because you went through all this, and you're still grinding and still doing it.
Hell yeah.
But you're further in your space than you were before, and that's what I look to motivation is like, oh fuck yeah, dude. Like,
yeah. And the reason I say all this is because I could see it. It's time, man.
Yeah.
This is time to take it to the next spot. And COVID's hitting right now. Something else could hit next year. Something else could hit the year after. You can't look at those things. You just got to look at your plan, what you got to do. And if something happens later on down the line, hey, I'll figure it out then.
Definitely.
I'll figure it out, So before we get out of here, there's somebody listening right now in Oxnard that is very interested in getting your services. Can you give us just a small breakdown of how it'll all work out?
Yeah. So, can look up the social media is on Instagram, Stars_Powerplates. The way it works is I take orders 2 times a week. You can start by DMing me and I'll get your information and we'll start that process. I send the menu out 2 times a week. So on Monday, Monday, I send the menu out for pickup Wednesday. And then I send a menu out on Thursday for pickup Sunday. Or delivery too. Deliver to Oxnard, Ventura, and Camarillo. Keep it local. The menu changes every 2 weeks. And if there's anything that you see on the menu that's confusing, I'm always a text or a call away. We're always there to help you. It's not just going to be, oh, here's that and figure it out. We're going to be able to help you guys with every step that you go through. But yeah, just shoot me a DM or a text. That information's all on the Instagram. You can go from there and we'll get it going. Don't be afraid to respond. Don't be afraid to message. Just ask questions. You're not going to sound stupid. People, I don't know if this sounds dumb or not, but no, just questions, bro. Obviously not a lot of people know about the service, so anytime anyone asks a question, they're to help.
I love it, man. And I truly believe in this, guys. There's no sponsorship or anything like that. I just believe in what Ivan's doing, and I want to support him as much as I can, and it's helping me out.
Yeah.
That's the best businesses where everybody is getting a benefit from it.
Exactly.
And this is one of those businesses. And, Prep from the podcast, he could attest to it. RC can attest to it as well, and I would recommend you guys checking out and give it a try. Just give it a try for the week. I know it's something different, and it's probably something that a lot of people have never done. Like myself, I never seen a need for it, but after I tried the plates, after I seen the value of it, I said, dude, I'm not looking back. And there was that 1 week that you guys didn't do it. I forget, it was a holiday, 4th of July or something. I gained 13 pounds. I just ate like shit.
Yeah. And for the people that are local and listening, there's no limits. There's no minimum that you have to order. If you want to just order one meal and try it out, see if it is something that you're going to like or if it works for you, you can order that one meal.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. So cause I do have packages. The packages on there, they offer you a better bang for your buck.
Got you.
So, but like if somebody just wants to order, I have a lot of people that just order 5 meals. So 1 lunch every day.
Yeah.
So leave it open to, it's a service that you need, and I'm there to fill it. So there's no maximum, there's no minimum. If you want to just try it out with 1 plate and see how it goes, you can do that and then order, that way you don't have to order a big package.
Yeah.
And, I'm done. Like I'm screwed. I'm not going to eat all this food.
Yeah.
Because for some people the plates are too much. For some people they're too little. So it's a base model that I go off of, but we'll make it work for whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. I love it, man. Ivan, thank you so much for being here, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Make sure you guys check them out at Stars_Powerplates.
Yes, sir.
I'll have it listed below. And a huge thank you for coming out. I know you only get a little bit of time off during the week. Yeah. Glad you spent it here, bro.
Definitely.
Shout out to your mom, too, and your cousin. Very, very cool, man. Hard workers, and I love it.
Very hard.
I want to send a huge shout out to our sponsors. Heel Toe Automotive, been around since 2002, supplying you guys with all your Honda parts. Make sure you guys check them out at heeltoeauto.com or on Instagram at Heel Toe Automotive. If you listen to the commercial, you know how to get hooked up from them. And then shout out to our two newest sponsors, Rywire Motorsport Electronics. Super excited to have Rywire on. Speaking of Rywire, we just did a driving podcast. I
saw that on your Instagram.
It's sick, dude. I'm so excited. I just got to go edit it right now, so I'm about to do that, see how it came out. But we might even add that to the podcast.
That'd be dope.
And then you know how on Joe Rogan they have like Fight Companion or whatever? We're thinking of like Drive Time with Downstar, where it's a driving one, and then call that like episode 1 or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so we might do that. That was fun. But big shout out to Rywire. You know, I've been a fan of Rywire ever since I've been in the Honda community before I even met him. And then now he's just one of my best friends. And I love that dude, man. So you make sure you guys check him out in Instagram at Rywire_motorsport_electronics or at Rywire.com. And on YouTube, just search Rywire to pop up. And our newest sponsor, Action Clutch. Huge shout out to Action Clutch. We actually had Eric on the podcast. I don't know if you ever listened to that one.
That's the one that got me to stop drinking.
Did it? No shit.
Well, I did for a while.
Yeah.
I was clean for like 5-6 months of not drinking.
That's a good time,
then
man.
The pandemic hit and I kind of started picked it up a little bit.
Dude, that's cool. I totally forgot we even talked about that, man. But yeah, he's definitely on a mission to change his life and not change it from anything bad, but just working on himself. And I love it, man. I'm glad that to have Action Clutch part of the team.
He actually reached out too.
Really?
To try to get meals.
Dude.
Unfortunately, I'm only out here, bro.
Yeah. For now. I love it, man. Damn, that's cool, bro. We're building our own community here, definitely. Man. I like that, dude. Huge shout out to Action Clutch. Make sure you guys check them out at actionclutch.com or on Instagram at Action Clutch. All the clutch is made in Los Angeles, so you guys can go check them out at their location. And that's one thing that I want to do. Go check it out and see how these clutches are built. But, just to have these companies, just to believe in what we're doing is huge for me.
No sponsor on here,
right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited, dude. Life is good, bro.
Life is good, man.
Life is good. All right, guys, we're out of here. Downtime with Downstar, episode 197, and we're out. Peace.